Hi, I'm Alana Heim of ProsperityAlignment.com. Today I wanted to talk to you about staying present, being open to possibility, and the powerful tool of intuition. Now, we all take for granted so easily being present. It's one of those things where we think we're present, and then the next thing we know, we're driving and we forget when we turned, or was that light really red? Was it green? So in that moment, our mind can wander, and our mind tends to just overthink if we let it. So sometimes if you overthink something, it can go either way. It can go yes, it can go no. It can go, in this direction that you think feels good, but then you realize later, why did I make that decision? Why did I do that? And that's because we forget that our mind is here simply to create possibility. If you're one of my clients, I talk about this all the time. Our mind is all about creating possibility, being open to any sort of dream, creating that possibility, seeing it for what it could be, but not thinking about how I'm going to make that happen. It's not for our brains, our minds, to figure out that how. It's just simply to come up with this idea, to be inspired, to dream bigger so that things really can happen. Now, getting back to being present, being aware, having intuition. So the family and I, all 5 of us in our truck, were driving to Portola, California to go visit my father-in-law. And we were already on our way up towards Frenchman's Lake. So if you've ever been there, we had left Hallelujah Junction, stopped off, decided let's just go ahead and grab a little snack for the kids. And as we're driving, there's a moment where there's guardrails on either side. It's not really a bridge. It's not like we're going over anything, but the road narrows and there's guardrails. And we were descending a hill, and the oncoming traffic on this 2-lane highway was also descending a hill. And I was reading and Mike was driving. Now, in that moment, I'm not paying attention, but I'm not driving. But my husband's driving and he's paying attention. And I hear him say, "Oh, this is going to happen." And I kind of say, "Huh? What?" For me, it's like coming back out of my head, and I'm reading, and what are you talking about? And apparently this white car had kind of peeked out from behind a truck that was pulling a trailer. And Mike thought he was going to go back in, but this car decided no, he was going to pass. And so he's headed down a hill. But he doesn't decide to just pass one truck pulling a trailer. He decides to pull 2 trucks pulling trailers, each pulling trailers. So this car is coming in our lane head on towards us. And as I'm starting to pay attention, I realize, wow, oh my gosh, this is really going to happen. This guy is not speeding up. He looks like he's kind of going slow, but for the most part, he's going down a hill, and so are those trucks pulling trailers. So Mike is already slamming on his brakes. He is already deciding and knowing what he has to do. And that's to brake and take precaution. And so in that instant, he was already in the moment, and sensing his intuition, he acted upon it. He had to immediately, because we literally cleared this car inches. That might be even larger scale than really how close we were. He was able to veer to the right, and it's amazing we didn't hit the guardrail. And this car, this white car, as it's approaching us, literally gets over just in time to avoid us and to avoid the truck. And it was just so surreal, but it was in that moment just calming. My husband knew exactly what to do. He was already taking action. After it happened, for me, that huge wave of adrenaline just rushed over me, because I wasn't the one in the situation. Ultimately I'm there in the situation, but I'm not the one who's making the decision. And it wasn't a decision that Mike stopped to think, should I do this? Should I do that? No, he just reacted. And he's very good with his instinct. and he knows when to listen. And for him, his energy type, his authority for making decisions is actually an inner authority where he has to speak to hear himself to know what he needs to do. I'm more of an emotional wave. Sometimes I need to process. It takes a little longer. But usually in those moments, our gut, our splenic reaction steps in because it's all about survival. So for him, he said out loud, oh, this is going to happen, because now he's seen that this is reality. He hears himself. He gets into motion. He's already slowing down. He's already getting over as close as he can. We can't pull over. And we very, very narrowly escaped having a head-on collision with our children in the back. And so after, we had a conversation to talk about, oh my gosh, how'd that happen? And wow, what a powerful tool instinct and intuition is. And for us to be able to stop and actually listen to it. Because you know what? More times than not, it is right there calling to us, telling us what we need to do. It's up to us to listen. And when we are able to listen, we're able to survive. We're able to do whatever it is we're here to do. And that's powerful. And even if my husband had not been present in that moment of driving, just for a split second, let's just say I had said something or the kid said something, he just looked away, even that split second of not paying attention would have cost us the ability to brake and avoid that incident, which is so powerful. So after the fact, we talked about it, we were calm. And, I also realized that, wow, we came out of that, we were blessed. My spirit guides and angels were looking out for us. And it's not my time to go. I'm still here to serve a purpose, a very huge purpose. And that is to transform humanity and to bring about change and to be myself and be me so I can inspire and guide and teach others. My family, 2 2-year-olds, an 8-year-old, my husband, 40, we're still young. We still have a life to live. And we're blessed to still be here to live it. But the powerful part of all of it is to also see on the other end that our brains, yes, they're here to create possibility. But when you've already lived out the possibility and it is reality, stop. It's time to stop. It's to let go of any fears, let go of anything that causes you to feel like, oh, but what if he had hit us? What if this had happened? It doesn't matter. Get it out of your head. Get out of your head. Get out of my head. Stop. You don't have to worry about us. You don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, what would this have meant? And what would have happened? And it doesn't matter. The reality is the reality. And too often we have a hard time living in reality because we're so caught up in the possibilities of what if this had happened? What if this had happened and that had happened? And, or maybe we've lived through a really terrible situation. Maybe if it had gone bad. The reality is what it is. And the more you relive it, day after day after day, you're torturing and suffering. And you're torturing yourself. And for what? You still have a life to live. If I still sat here wallowing in the what if situation of, oh my gosh, me and my family could have ended up in the hospital or dead, or one of us or some of us, how am I to go forward and live on purpose? To be here to inspire you. It doesn't matter about those what ifs. It's time to get out of the head and just start to be grateful and be grounded. I'm out here in my backyard, barefoot, in the ground, because that's what I love. I always seem to have crazy hair and the wind kicks up, so this is what you get. We've got birds chirping and they're kind of over here eating some seed. That's what fuels me. That's what excites me, and I get to be a part of that. And if I wasn't out here right now talking to you and I was sitting in my chair totally devastated just that this guy, and even if I was negative and how dare he, and what a terrible person he is to even think that he should do something like that, I'm already losing a part of my life. I'm already wasting time and my energy on something that's not important. And it's a learning experience, especially for me. Everything is a learning curve. Everything's a learning opportunity. And it's not necessarily this person's fault, their fault for how dare they coming into our lane and possibly head on colliding with our truck. Who knows? They clearly may have not been living in the present. They were not in the moment. They were not paying attention. And you know, that's where accidents happen. And I feel like there are too many times that each of us are presented with an opportunity to survive. And in that split moment, when we don't listen to our intuition and we're not present, that's when survival ends. That's when something terrible happens, because we just weren't there. So if anything, I want you all to be present. I want you to be aware. I want you to get rid of anything and everything that's in your head, especially stuff that's not your business. If you're worried about your family or your friend or so-and-so, that's not your business. That's theirs. Let them worry about it. Let them be there. You can support them. You're there when they need you. But when you're living somebody else's reality or their what-if situation, you're not living for yourself. You're not living for your own reality, for your family, for whatever's possible. And then when you go to the grocery store and suddenly you're oblivious to this potential opportunity, this possibility that could have happened, opened you up or whatnot, because you're too clogged with all the cobwebs in your head. So let's all get out of our heads. Let's think of the possibility. Let's be awake. Let's be aware. So when we are at the grocery store and we see that person and we see our friend, we are able to say, hey, how's it going? And then when they say, oh my gosh, I've been meaning to call you, I've got this great opportunity, you're present. You're open to receive. You're open for this possibility. And that's all that the mind is here to do for you. Your inner authority for making decisions, that comes from within. That comes from your gut instinct. That comes from your emotional waves. Comes from maybe your inner authority of talking and hearing yourself and just having this feeling, because it's all about feeling good and knowing what feels right. So intuition is crucial. We all know what we need, but when we don't listen, that's when the real problems and the struggles happen in our life, and the possibilities don't seem to be there when they really were there all along. You just have to be open and aware and able to see it. Thanks for letting me ramble. I know I had posted just a little blurb about this on Facebook, and if you didn't get a chance to see that, and now you get to live it because I'm telling you the story, go ahead and go to Facebook and like the page. It's Alana Heim.ProsperityAlignment, and so that way you can kind of follow and see what's going on. And I post maybe once a week, but if you want to keep in contact, it's a great way. And then I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope you are able to implement these tools and find you, be you, and love you. Talk to you soon. Bye.